Well, let's put the dice to use and roll you up an original Dungeons and Dragons character. Okay, so we have a neutral good warlock elf, and you come from a sort of sandy desert duney area to the east. And you have brown eyes. You are rather old for an elf, which is quite old, but you are also rather small for an elf. And you have a distinguishing mark on your wrist, whether that's a tattoo, birthmark, or scar. You tend to be pretty happy go lucky, kind of a guy smiley type of figure, but in a tough situation, you actually get a little forlorn, a little down. You have a background with potions, putting together chemicals of some kind, although that hasn't done very much for you at all. You're not very well off. You might even be a bit of an outcast. And you tend to actually do better with animals than you do with people. And you carry with you a shield, and it looks like it's paper thin. It's in the shape of a giant leaf, but it is actually has the strength of some of the strongest metals in your realm, but is still incredibly light. And you are on a quest for family. Now let's see what our stats are. Okay, so we have a 14, a 14, a 17, a 16, a 12, and a 13. Whew. And let's get a name. Okay. Taloned Windstriver. And your tribe speaks of a time when all that was around you was not the desert wasteland that you now know, but a very verdant and lush forest. But despite the harsh environment, you and your three brothers look after your community. You are the leaders of this small desert dwelling tribe. And despite your hardships, you all were happy until the night of the event. You awoke to the sound of a terrible explosion. Running outside, you saw a massive alien piece of machinery had appeared to have fallen from the sky and landed in the center of your community. There was fire and smoke, and then the explosion. But when this thing exploded, it exploded with more than just fire. It let loose a black viscous ooze that not only landed all over the environment, but on many of the people there. And they instantly dissolved, including your brothers. You were lucky enough to be spared that fate, but you spent months and months just in the deepest melancholy wells, mourning for your siblings. But then some of the people in your village who dissolved away started to show up, wandering into town, telling stories of appearing in places they did not know and giving everything they could to search and journey back. They describe landscapes and lands that are incredibly foreign to you. But it now has become clear that the people struck with this strange black liquid who dissolved away did not perish that day, but were somehow magically teleported elsewhere, sometimes thousands of miles away. But this means your brothers could still be alive. The question is, as you venture out into unknown lands and wildernesses, can you find a party? Can you find a group of people who are willing to help you on this perilous adventure? Happy role playing.